Hello, this is Science Goes Meow, and today we're gonna do something different. So, I play this one game on Roblox called Juke's Towers of Hell, which is essentially a parkour game. The twist is that there's no checkpoints, and as you get higher and higher, the risk of you falling becomes greater and greater, and probably leads to more rage on your end. So I'm playing instead of adding to the pile of 20 videos that already exist for each tower in the game, I'm gonna make some guides on a fan game I like of it, which is called the JTOH XL Project. Essentially, it takes the towers and turns them into citadels. So for example, the one I'm going to do today, Citadel of Hecc, is the expansion of Tower of Hecc. And so instead of being 10 floors, it's 25 floors. So let's get started, shall we? I'll pipe in if there's any mechanics that need explaining or anything that's kind of difficult, maybe not obvious, but right now, there's not really much, and especially not for this entire tower. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of this video will just be me jumping from obstacle to obstacle. Now, as for mechanics I need to explain, occasionally you'll come across these like slopes, and then there will be this what looks like a solid platform, but in reality it's not, can collide false. So you go through it, and when you go through it, it puts you into a sitting position, essentially making you slide down the slope. Alright, so yeah, kind of like that. So this one's a bit more precarious because there is no wall on the left, so we're gonna jump out right here. And while the stakes aren't that high because we're only 3 floors in, it will be a lot higher when you're, say, on floor 20 of this. So, got some more double slides here. And we can move on to our next floor. Now, I will probably, as mentioned before, a lot of this will just be me jumping from obstacle to obstacle, and I'll probably cut a lot of that out. This right here. So occasionally throughout the tower there'll be like transparent platforms or ramps that go between two parts. It's usually just straight ahead, or sometimes a 90-degree angle in the middle. The pretty detailed, like that one there, that was just a regular ramp up, ramp down. You often won't fail to these. Now, there are some more interesting towers, though. So, for one thing, I believe the next one I'm going to try to cover, Citadel of Killjoys, which is based off of Tower of Killjoys. There's this one key searching section where you have to go through this massive parkour maze and search for like 20 keys to open a door. It's quite annoying. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the first time I'm like, oh, I wish there was a guide video I could look at for this, because, well, these towers already take quite some time to complete, and I don't need to spend an extra 15 minutes trying to search for all the keys. Now, I think I was approached. This is not the first recording of this, actually. I kind of made a big screw up, so I need to start the whole thing over. Yeah, on that first recording, I think I was at like half an hour by the time hang on. There was a missed shortcut, by the way. There's like invisible one stud here, which you can use to jump from here to here. Yeah. It's not that much of a time-saving maneuver. But yeah, I think I got to like floor, what was it, 22, 23 maybe, and that was around half hour mark. So these are obviously longer, and therefore the time reflects that. So let's just hope that wasn't too precarious. Alright, moving on nicely. be careful when going on trusses when they're on the roof of something. If you're not all the way on the truss, you will just fall off. So, just gonna go up here. One thing I would recommend before doing anything in this game is play the original tower and Juke's Towers of Hell. I'll have both this game and the original game located in the description, in the description. Alright, we're making okay progress. Don't actually know what floor we're on. In the final video, I'll have captions come up on the floor changes for both what the music is and the floor number. Since we're on outside section, I thought I should bring this up now. Part of that screw up from earlier, which is why I had to re-record this, was that I found out if you fall outside, there's a spire you have to take to climb back up from the dropper section later. Yeah, funny thing, that area, there are invisible walls around that, so if you fall outside, you're done. You have to restart the entire tower, which can be quite frustrating. Also, apparently there's another beam you could use to jump from here to here and skip. Not a lot of gameplay, to be honest. There's not any major skips in this tower. There's also tower rushes in this game, like the original, or I'm guessing what would be a Citadel rush, I guess. Essentially, you just have to do all the citadels in the area in difficulty order, all in one go. So, you know, don't get screwed over by falling outside or getting killed by the kill bricks. While those don't do much damage, they are enough. If you're not paying attention to your health, they will kill you. Citadel rushes I probably won't do for this game. Maybe I'll do like a tower rush for the original JTOH game every once in a while. But no, the Citadel rushes would just take way too long. Like I said earlier, just gained to through 80% of tower alone took half an hour for me. I mean, I'm sure my viewer retention rate at this point is already plummeting. So, alright, this is just an original floor. There's a transparent platform right here that you have to jump on. And also those are falling platforms. I don't think I've actually talked about the falling platforms yet. I probably should do that. So probably should have done that earlier. But essentially, if you stand on them, the falling platforms, they're not always obvious in this tower. Most of the time they are in other newer towers because they'll contain like different type of stud textures on top. You can tell if it's a falling platform or not, but essentially when you stand on them they fall, and then if they fall low enough, typically they'll just disappear and you'll fall through them. And that's not great, and I don't think I want to demonstrate that necessarily because, once again, timing wise, that would make this take way longer than it needs to. Alright, tightrope. So generally what you do for tightropes is you can have shift lock on or off, doesn't matter because you're going to be in first person anyway. So zoom into first person and then just try to align your cursor with the tightrope. That way your character shouldn't fall off. I will say that's an unusually hard one. Considering it's the first one introduced in this tower, but oh well. Alright, we have a bit of an outside section. So remember how I was saying the sliding the slides can be a bit precarious sometimes. Well, this chute takes you out to a platform, and if you jump too late, you will just hit the platform and then ragdoll off and fall down outside, and at that point you'll just have to restart your run. And so generally what I'd like to do is, so I'll go into this, but then about halfway through I'll just jump up and get out of the sliding position and just jump onto here, because otherwise you would just fall down, hit this wall, and fly back down all the way to the bottom. Alright, so a lot of towers like to do this, especially on outside sections. They'll show you like a pattern of platforms or something, and it'll just be a gap. You clearly can't jump it, but there is a platform here. So just walk across that if you want, and then just keep jumping on the platforms. Alright, and back inside. We're safe now, or, you know, about as safe as we can when falling 15 floors down. Or when falling about 15 floors down is on the table. So, as you can see, we're going to start getting a lot of kill bricks as you get to the upper end. As I mentioned earlier, just keep an eye on your health. I am a lot more strict about it because I've had some bad experiences with ending runs because I wasn't paying attention to my health. You can buy healing items in this game for Robux, and same goes in the original Juke of Hell, but only if you really want to. It's just like a time-saving maneuver, because most of the time it's just that you'll naturally heal up, but just very slowly. So if you really want to save time, you can buy it, I guess. It's hard to see, but there is a platform right here. So we're gonna jump on that. Not sure if you can tell, but it is there. Alright, so that's the entrance to the drop bar. We're about to parkour all the way around to that. I'll discuss how we get out of this, but by the way, this is a conveyor, so let me just go. If you want to go down, these are just falling platforms, so you'll just fall through them eventually. But if you want to go down quick, just press all the way against one of the walls, and you'll just fall straight to the bottom. We have some more of those invisible platforms here. In this case, a corner beam. There's by the way, it's implied that through this sort of transparent line here and transparent line here that there's a intersection right here, kind of like a bend there. Yeah, that's about all. More here, from here to here and here to here. You'll just know that you'll sort of get used to it and just like know naturally that's there over time, but obviously I'm assuming this is your first experience. Oh, that nearly gets me every time. So this is a conveyor, fast one at that, and a falling platform. By the way, I recommend having shift lock on for most of the parkour. I mean, it'll be obvious when you don't need to use it, but most of the time I recommend having shift lock on. There's another invisible platform in between this, by the way. So here we have some weird sort of outside underground section. I mean, we are outside the frame of the tower, but if you're gonna fall on the outside anywhere, this would be the place to do it, because you see those darker platforms down there? Those are conveyors, and essentially if you fall, you just jump on them. It'll take you all the way around back here, and as you see, there's a ladder to get back into the bottom of the basement section. These are all falling platforms, so let's just be real quick about this. Alright, with that, we are back out. So this is the spire that you use to get back up. Now, most towers will simply just have like a elevator tube that'll just take you all the way back up, or fly you back up to where the dropper was. This one's different. You have to climb all the way back up. there's an invisible platform, by the way. I keep forgetting to mention this every time I get past this obstacle in particular. Don't go on that tightrope, just jump on the platforms there. There's quite literally no point. Watch your health around this bit because the kill bricks are increasing in quantity. I still need to redo my item bar right in this game because right now every time I try to go for my healing item, instead I get either the candle or the confetti launcher. Alright. Yeah, okay, I think it's just more than visible platforms. And there's a corner here. Alright. Make sure not to hit your head when doing these jumps, because that can lead to a very unfortunate fall. Let's see, where are we? Okay, the end is in sight, so that's floor 24, 24, 20. Okay, we're on floor 22 then. More falling platforms. Oh, not that bad. Watch yourself on these one studs. You don't want to jump too far, but you also don't want to jump too short. There's a one stud here. Take that. I'm guessing that's not the west. That's in our shortcut, isn't it? Because you're really supposed to go all the way around here. Yeah, one stud shortcut there. Take it if you feel like it, but it's already transparent one stud, so you may not even see it, and then it's probably just best not to risk it. Moving on to floor 23, we have more of the invisible cross beams. These are all falling. Now there's another really good shortcut you can use here, because instead of going on the entire floor, if you jump to these, pretty easy jump to make quickly, of course, you essentially skip all that going around up and over here, to jump back down. Alright. Oh yay, more unmarked conveyors, my favorite. Tail break jumps, pretty easy. These are all transparent. I don't know why they did this, but not transparent enough because I can see right through their lies and deceptions. What is this? Shortcut to... Oh! Alright, well... I'm not sure this is the intended way, or is... I mean, I believe it's a shortcut, but... oh well. Obviously, time-saving measures take priority. And just know that if there is an easy versus a hard route in some towers, I will often take the harder route because the harder routes are quicker, always. Oh yeah, that literally just skipped the entire floor. Alright, here we are, final floor. Winpad's up there. Flickering in all its rainbow multi-textured glory. So there's two parts to the final floor. There's the outside part and the inside part. Yeah, oh, okay. It's more invisible beams. Do not just walk across here though. There is this invisible platform going across here that you'll just use. Seemed a bit odd that it's clipping outside the frame. Not sure why they did that, but oh well. Oh, be careful on that. That's a half stud, and if you don't line it up correctly, well, two things will happen. Either you'll just completely mess up, or the Roblox physics will screw you, and you'll fall. Or you can try your best to keep jumping and just recover the jump. I mean, generally, a good way to approach a thin stud jump is just to face towards the wide part, and that way you just climb up the side. Alright, so it turns out maybe it's just the ice train that's finally getting to me, or maybe I and Julie am just blind. There is in fact an invisible platform that you're supposed to jump on in this corner. Yeah, that would explain why I kept missing that jump. Because you're not supposed to make that jump, you can't. So, alright. With this, be careful, because I'm pretty sure, I think there might be a loose platform at the bottom. Yeah, nope, safe. Alright, so now we're on the inside portion of floor 25. Here's some good old half stud jumps. Don't jump all the way there like I just did, unless you want to risk falling off. We'll see. I will say, with such a little room in the center, there may actually be less park. This part may be significantly shorter than the outside portion was. Alright, so we've completed the inside part. So now we're just on to the home stretch. Up here, 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 and here we go. In nearly 34 minutes, I have completed the Citadel of Hecc, and I have a nice wind stamp or message here. Briefly, here's what it looks like. Here's what all the towers look like in the arena, or in the ring. So there's what we just completed right there. If you want to see easier towers doing, or some of the few custom citadels that are in this ring, like the one behind me right here, go ahead and leave any comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, and if you like more of this content, feel free to subscribe. Above all else, I'll see you next time.